should have fired mine at you.
Same thing. I should
damn
have
it.
shot you.
Happy New Year. Oh, it does smell like fireworks down here.
Good thing we're doing this where there's no smoke detector.
Yeah, true. That was fun.
Yeah, well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year. So we just got back from a Willem Dafoe Lookalike contest.
We did, yep. And we have not spoken about it.
We have not. I mean, when I say just got back, I'm talking like probably an hour ago.
Yeah,
We were just there.
If that.
Yeah,
And I got there before you did.
you did.
And I was maybe only like 3 minutes early. There was only 3 people there when I first got there, and at first I was gonna be like, "Is this a bust?"
It was like the meeting place was at a park. Like a fountain at a park, basically, and it was cold. I'm not gonna lie, because it was outside. It was not an indoor thing.
And it's end of December
Yeah,
when we're doing this.
but yeah, it was awkward. There was like 3 people there. Both Ryan and I are big Willem Dafoe fans, so I was really hoping to see some people that were like really leaning into it. When we got there, though, there wasn't anybody who was participating in the contest itself. It was just all spectators. But shortly after, there was a few people that.
Came out of the woodwork.
Yeah, I guess you could say they were attempting to be Willem Dafoe. I mean, as best as they could.
To walk you through who the contestants ended up being, there was only 3 of them.
Yeah.
One was a girl that had a wig on,
Yep.
a gray wig, very similar to one that we've got lying around here.
Yep.
That you had on at one point. And she had a fake cigarette. It might have even been a real one.
I think it was
that
a
just
real
wasn't
one. It
lit.
just wasn't lit. Yeah.
I don't remember what she was wearing in terms of her outfit, but she had 2 moldy oranges in her hands.
Yep.
And she had mentioned like what movie that was from though. Did she?
I think it's the Royal Tenenbaums. I want to say
Oh.
it was a Wes Anderson film. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
say.
yeah, I think you're right.
Which I don't think which is embarrassing because it's like a well-run, a well-known movie, but I don't think I've seen it, to be
Okay.
honest.
I don't think I have either. So I didn't recognize her character.
I didn't either.
But I just assumed that like I wouldn't put it past Willem Dafoe to be a character that looked like that.
Yeah, I agree.
So we had her, and
Yep.
then there was a guy who just looked like an ordinary guy to me.
He didn't look anything like Willem Dafoe, and I kind of got the feeling that like his kid or maybe his spouse had kind of like put him up to it. Was like maybe they kind of think he looks like him a little bit, and they're like, "You should do this, man."
Like it's a family secret thing, or
Yeah.
like I think I know what you mean. Where like the family is like has this inside joke that this guy looks like Willem Dafoe.
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
and he didn't.
Yeah, and he probably is like, I don't even know who Willem Dafoe is, But so he was the second, and then the third contender was a woman again. So it was 2 ladies and 1 guy,
Yeah.
which was interesting. But she didn't. She was just there. It was like they just told her to get up on the stage and
Yeah.
be a part of it because they didn't have enough contestants. Because she wasn't dressed like him. She got up there and said, "I'm just here," and I was very confused. I was like,
I almost thought that like
okay.
she was standing next to those people and accidentally got to be part of.
No,
the-
she walked up.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought she was just hanging around the fountain, and like as they were talking to these contestants, she was just like, "I guess I'm part of this now." But
Maybe, yeah.
I didn't see her walk up. I was moving around to get a different angle. We'll probably have to put some clips in of what this looked like while we were there.
I agree.
But yeah, she was the spirit of Willem Dafoe, is what
Yes.
her character was. No makeup, no costume, no
The essence.
no supplies, nothing. Just the essence of Willem Dafoe.
The funniest thing that happened, I thought, when we were there.
You got interviewed.
I did get interviewed. Yes. There was another podcast that was there actually.
Mm-hmm.
And they were he was pro, man. He was super pro. He had like
He had the selfie stick.
Yep, he had a big mic and he
Yeah.
was like confident too. He was going up to people, interviewing them.
I think his mic was branded with his channel too. Which,
He was.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he was pro for sure.
He definitely came prepared.
But I was kind of trembling. I didn't know. Being on the other end of it, being like the interviewee, I didn't really know what to say.
Well, we were just there to spectate. We weren't
No,
taking a part of it at all.
no. Yeah, just spectators for sure. But afterwards, after the interview, I had asked the guy who was there as a contestant, who just looked like a normal guy. I'd asked him if I could get a photo with him to, just so I could have a memory of me with a Willem Dafoe lookalike. And as I kind of got nuzzled in with him, He called him William Dafoe, and I called him out on that. I was like, "Hey man, his name's Willem. It's not William." And some guy like across the actual um probably I don't know, maybe 10, 15 feet away. He was like, "Actually, his name is William. If you were a real Willem Dafoe scholar," he said, he used the word scholar. He's like, "You would know that." And I was
No, that's what he goes by.
yeah, I was like, "Oh." But I learned that today. I guess his real name is William, and maybe that's just his stage name is Willem.
Willem. Huh.
Um but yeah, it was interesting. It was definitely, you could tell that everybody there was like, this isn't what I was expecting, but they made the best of it. Everybody was in good spirits, and
And most people didn't know what to expect coming into it.
yeah,
There was a guy there dressed as Spider-Man. I don't know if you saw
I
him.
did. I did see that. Yeah, he was probably hoping for, he was hoping for somebody to dress up as Green Goblin,
I don't
probably,
think he
or
knew who
something.
Willem Dafoe was, maybe. Or that is true. Maybe he was waiting
Yeah.
for like a Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's probably waiting for Green Goblin to come out of nowhere. He's like, dude, somebody's gonna dress up as Green Goblin
This
for
is my
sure.
time. I've had this Spider-Man hoodie in my closet for 3 months.
But dude, it just made me think. I was like, because the interview guy kept asking me. He was like, "Well, would you do it? Would you?" It was almost like he was trying to force people to like compete in it.
Oh,
And he was like, "Would you go up there? Would you do it?" And I was like, "Dude, I look nothing like Willem Dafoe." He's like, "That's okay. You could like act like him and whatnot, dress like him." And I was like, "I'm a bald guy." I was like, "I don't look anything like Willem Dafoe. He's an old dude with a nice head of hair for
Yeah.
sure." Um, yeah, it was fun. It was interesting. It was
Ye-
definitely interesting.
what I came away with from it. Oh, by the way, they did pick a winner. It was the girl with the moldy oranges. She came away as the victor.
She committed to the bit the best, I would say, out of all of them.
And what they won was $37.
Yes.
That was the grand prize. There was no second or third place prizes. I did talk to the I guess what you would call the
Moderator.
yeah,
or
the
like
moderator, the showrunner for this. I don't know what you call it briefly.
the
And
host.
yeah, the host. I think it was her and that other guy were hosting it.
Yeah.
But she was like, "This is the first time we've done it." And it was a drunk idea that they had.
She did say that, yeah.
to do it. So it made me think that like, people showed up for that and it was just a random thing on Facebook that it made me think that we could do something just as crazy
I agree.
and see what happens, see what the turnout could be for it.
Let's do it, man.
And maybe our
Yeah.
goal is like we won't actually like we won't give out the secret on the podcast, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about it off air and come up with something just to see. Maybe it's a challenge on how many people we can get to come to
Oh, dude, you are
any sort of
getting
event.
me fired up.
Yeah.
That's a really fun idea. I would love that. That'd be super fun.
And
It-
whether or not it turns out, I think it would still be a fun process to try to figure out like what could we do, what could we put out there that people would want to come and hang out at.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
I am 100% in with that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was overall, you know what? It was an experience. It was definitely it was something new,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm happy I went for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
But I
no
was
regrets.
expecting a little bit more Willem.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I was expecting a little bit more Willem.
And I wonder if they were thinking maybe that like would Willem show up?
I mean, I
I
don't
wonder
know.
if that was
man.
part of their plan where in their drunken
Maybe he will, man.
in their drunken stupor they're saying maybe he'll see this. His agent will show this to him and he'll show up. He'll be at the
I
grounds.
would have been. I love Willem Dafoe, but I love The Lighthouse, as you know, which I know you're a fan too.
Yep.
So I was really, really hoping. I was telling my wife, I was like, man, I really hope there are some people dressed in some like late 1800s, early 1900s, like sailor garb, and they're like fully committed. I would have loved that.
I got to be honest, I don't think I've seen every Willem Dafoe movie that's out there,
Yeah,
but if I had to pick a favorite, it probably is The Lighthouse.
yeah, for sure.
Just because his character is so bizarre that it's so meme worthy.
Yep.
It transcends time, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah.
That movie will probably be like locked in his repertoire for a long time as his.
I agree.
But I wonder if you were to ask him what his favorite role is, what it would be.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hmm.
I like him in the Florida Project, and there's a movie called Inside that I like him in a lot too,
Okay.
which is pretty cool.
Oh.
But it also kind of got me thinking, kind of similar to what you were saying, where like we could hold our own event. We should go to more events like that to compete. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
if there's another, Alice was telling me, she's like, celebrity lookalike contests are kind of like a trend right now.
Hmm.
This is like people are doing this on Facebook, and it's kind of a an up and coming thing, we should just jokingly go to them as the competitors but
Compete?
try to commit. You know, like could
Yeah.
you imagine you and I showing up and we were in lighthouse garb and we were talking like this and saying, you know, why'd you spill your beans and stuff like that, you know?
Or one of us dresses as the Green Goblin and the other one as the Glider.
And I'm on a skateboard, you're on my back. I'm like,
You've got your arms out,
yeah. I'll be the glider.
and you make the noise of the glider as I'm like riding around
I
on
can
you.
see you with those pumpkin bombs. Yeah, dude. That's a good idea, man.
Yeah, we should have done something like that. Sort of on the same topic, I saw something recently where it was a poll, or I don't know if exactly where I saw it, but it was a question about what is, in your opinion, what is the most iconic 5 seconds of cinema?
Holy crap, dude.
You almost swore there.
Yeah, I did. It's more work for me in post.
You held it back.
Yeah, it's more work for me in post, you know?
I had a couple ideas from it because I mean I thought about this before we even came on here.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Um,
I'm really curious. My brain is like spinning right now. I'm like 5 seconds,
I
man.
know, and I think about it.
Are you saying iconic, like as in like the world would agree, or something that you just really like?
Or maybe not iconic is the right word, but let me see what I wrote down exactly.
By the way, we're not just a film podcast, people.
Yeah.
We just really like film.
This is just the film discussion part of this.
Yeah, we're not a film podcast.
No. So maybe not iconic, but in your opinion, what are the best 5 seconds in cinema history?
Okay.
And for me, it was hard because I do think that I think a lot of people would say that
When Michael Myers shows up as the Cat in the Hat.
exactly that's
Just kidding.
that's up there.
Just kidding.
Not expected that way.
Yeah, I was like, what is the most ridiculous?
Jim Carrey is the Grinch in any scene.
People would argue that is iconic.
Yeah. I think it is. I saw this is also not related to the question, but I saw a clip of him online where this kid was interviewing him. I think it was at the Sonic movies, like he's like
Oh,
signing
because he's the
autographs.
bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
Yep.
like signing autographs, and the kid's like got his phone up, and of course Jim Carrey's gonna come over and like sign an autograph for this kid. He's like, one more question for you, Mr. Carrey. When can we see you as the Grinch again?
Ooh.
And then he just went like he literally like changed his face and looked like the Grinch in a second.
Dude, that's sick.
And he just like looked at the kid, and then he like went back to Jim Carrey, and he's just like, there you go, you got it. He's like, that was it.
That's so cool, dude. That's so cool.
But it is weird how much his face looks like that character even when he's not in makeup.
He has an incredibly expressive face. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
is.
does.
Yep.
But I want to hear your ideas on
Oh,
the 5
okay.
seconds. I really do want to hear that. That's
Well,
fascinating to
so
me.
the initial one that I thought of, and I decided to not include it because I feel like it's been tainted for me. But I think a lot of people would say it's the Darth Vader "I am your father" bit.
That's a really good answer to that. Yeah.
Because you see that everywhere, you hear that line everywhere. It's used in pop culture. You know, it will be used in pop culture forever.
Yeah.
But you know, I had heard that even like I knew that line going into it even before I started watching anything Star Wars. I knew that was a thing just because of pop culture.
I would agree. I if you surveyed like the world, I would say 9 out of 10 people would probably say they know what that's from.
Yeah.
Or know what it is. Yeah.
So I didn't include it for me just because I feel like if I had been around like when it came out, it probably would be like a number one for me.
Yeah.
But in terms of like me personally, I couldn't include it.
You
but-
did when the Minion unveils the fart cannon for the first time. That was yours. That would be yours, right? I'm just kidding.
I don't think I've seen a lot of the
can't-
Minion
my
movies.
brain is freaking mush. I cannot think of.
Maybe I should have asked you this ahead of time.
I mean, I'm going to be thinking about this
Yeah.
though. I really will. Yeah.
well, the only other, I mean, I wrote down a few of them, but the one that I put on here is a scene from Iron Giant
Oh,
where he says,
yeah.
"You stay, I go."
go. Yeah. And
Superman.
yeah, dude. Dude, that movie is tear
Gets me
inducing.
every time.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
But I had that one, and then I also had. I know you're not a Game of Thrones guy,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I should even really include it because it's TV. But I feel like like the lines are so blurred nowadays
I agree.
between like TV and cinema.
Sometimes TV shows have a higher budget.
Yeah, which
Then-
Game of Thrones does. It's
Yep.
incredibly high budget.
Well, it was the highest budget until Last of Us came around. The Last of Us beat it out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
And there's even less episodes for that show. I
Yeah,
think,
it's
too.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But there was a scene from that one. It's the finale episode of season 1, and I know you're probably never gonna watch it, but
Probably not. Yeah. I'm sorry to everybody who is like big Game of Thrones fans. I watched like half the first episode. I just can't get into knights on horses and dragons and
yeah, no, that's
yeah.
fair.
But I respect it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but and I'm not gonna like spoil it in case anyone is interested in to watch it. But the ending, the finale, I think it's episode 9 of the first season, like almost the finale
Oh,
episode.
the bloody Christmas or whatever.
No,
The
you're
bloody
think
wedding.
of the red wedding.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
That one, I didn't include that one just because I think that one's more of like a shock factor
Sure.
type of storytelling element. But I thought what happens at the ending of season 1 was pretty impactful, and it made me want to watch the rest of the show because
Okay.
it was something that you weren't expecting them to do, and also like kind of made them like seem like they had some balls on them to do something like that.
Well, now I am curious, and I am gonna have to look it up and check it out.
You're gonna watch the whole season?
No, no, no. But I'm gonna look up what you're talking about. I am. Yeah.
If you ever do want to watch that show, you really need to watch it with someone who knows the show or who's seen it, because there are so many names,
Yeah.
there are so many clans, and you'll get so confused.
You need
And
like it's like one of those things where you gotta have the map in front of you. And
yeah, and it's
yeah.
even harder like now that the show's out and over that you can just binge watch it, because people that can watch it week after week, they get to know those names of characters a lot slower than most people will that will binge it. So
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, it's
You're-
like you have like time to digest.
yeah, yep.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like if you're just watching episode to episode, you're like, wait a minute, they haven't talked about the Conolites in 4 episodes, and now
Exactly.
yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I think just off the top of my head, it's not 5 seconds, but you know that I'm a huge fan of one take shots. Like that's like
Mhm.
I love it so much.
Yep.
The Children of Men shot, the Children of Men one take shot. I
Oh,
know it's
yeah.
on like everybody's like top 10 scenes and whatnot. It's but that scene is sick when
Yeah.
they're in that car chase and
Yep.
they do that. I mean, it's like an action sequence, which is weird for me.
It
I'm
really
not
is.
super into that, you know.
Yeah.
But that sequence that's rad.
Took a lot of planning, probably.
Oh my
to pull it
god,
off.
yeah. They probably spent a month or longer just shooting that. I would
I'm pretty
think.
sure that we watched that clip in like film school, like in terms of like one of the classes that I took.
I'm not surprised. Yeah,
Pretty sure that was one that they showed.
yeah, hell yeah.
But I mean, if you got other ideas throughout this, let me know.
Sure,
Throw
yeah,
'em
yeah,
out
yeah.
there.
Otherwise, just in general off pod, I'll probably tell you because that's really
You'll
interesting.
think about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of time.
No.
Yeah.
And it can't. It could be something that's like visually compelling in terms of it
Okay.
being.
Like there's no dialogue,
Yeah.
maybe.
You could think about like the T-Rex chase scene in Jurassic Park,
Sure.
where there is not a lot of dialogue. It's just
It's
that
iconic.
that scene has become iconic.
Yeah.
Or if you're trying to think about it in terms of maybe both, something incredibly visual but story wise super impactful too. I think there's different ways that you can take it, but
Yeah.
um,
I agree.
I'll stick with my Iron Giant one for.
I think that's
for now.
legit. Yeah, that movie's awesome.
I had a hard time like
Rocks.
thinking about more of them too, so that's not even like my like complete list either.
There's
But
just that's not a lot of time. But I
No.
will. I'm gonna give it some thought. I'm gonna give it some
it's a
thought.
fun challenge. Yeah.
Well, not only this weekend was kind of like we just wanted to do we were just like we just want to like get out into the community as bald buds and try and just experience whatever's happening for the weekend. And there was an event that Ryan had showed me. It was called the Streets of Bethlehem. I was calling it the Streets of Beham. Like it was like a rap album or something, like Streets of Beham. But that was interesting. We kind of showed up, and that also was not what we were expecting.
Yeah, it didn't. It was way busier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like walking inside, there was the line just snaked throughout the entire.
If you've ever seen the Righteous Gemstones, it was a mega church like that. It was. I mean, it was the size of a mall. It was.
pretty big.
Yeah.
I've even heard, and I don't know if it was Alice that was saying this, but people that live in that area, or maybe it was one of my fiance's friends or coworkers.
Oh my god! I thought you were just saying like one of my fiancés.
No.
You got multiple?
No, she would not allow that.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
But she knows someone that lives over there. I can't remember who it was that told me this, but people that live over there on Sunday, it's almost impossible for them to go anywhere because of the traffic. because in that location where that church is at, they're not right off of a main highway exit.
Yeah.
You have to kind of backtrack through town.
That parking lot is like a stadium-sized parking lot. Like
Yeah.
if you go to like a basketball like stadium or something like that, it's like that's like the size of it.
Yeah. Well, they do have like 2 basketball courts in that church.
Yeah.
It's insane.
But
So there's a way bigger turnout than we expected.
Oh my God, yes.
And it would have been fun to go through because I know there was live animals. And I know you've never. I've been to things like that before, and I wanted you to
I've never
experience it. But
yeah.
We didn't feel like we could wait around for an hour and a half and just stand there on a.
We didn't.
Friday
Yeah.
night,
And
so.
honestly, the mega church aspect too was as I was in there, I'm not even gonna talk about this. Never mind. I was just mad. I was just mad. I was like, man, this is so much money.
It is, yeah,
It's crazy, dude.
yeah,
Feel bad for those people that live over there, though. That's
Yeah.
that's shitty.
but it does make you want to like know what it looked like. So if anyone's got a live stream or if they went,
Yeah,
send us some clips because we want to know what
because
was.
it was indoors, but it was made to look like the streets of Beham.
Yep.
And they were saying there was like camels and whatnot,
Yeah.
which
The goal
I don't
was
know how
to,
ethical that is, but
to smell, taste, sound.
you could eat stuff.
Yeah, like they wanted you to experience all 5 senses of Bethlehem in like
Dang,
in that.
hitting up
So
the
I don't know if
body
there
of
was-
Christ.
Yeah, I don't
blood
know
of Christ.
if there was like a petting zoo part for the camels or something, but
Man, I feel bad for those
or
camels.
camel rides maybe.
Yeah, I was just thinking, since it's indoors, they're just shitting all over the church, man. Like it had to smell bad in there. It was like in a different area than we were in when we got in there. It was like a closed off area,
Yeah,
so we couldn't smell or see it. But
which is
It-
weird. I thought that we would have like heard something or like music or
yeah,
like I mean it didn't smell where we were. Like
No.
I couldn't.
you know though damn well, you got a bunch
Oh
of
my
donkeys
God,
and
yeah.
camels in there. It's did not smell good in
It's
there.
gonna be stanky.
Yeah,
Would-
so we ended up just walking our butts out. We
Yep.
were like, this ain't for us.
Yep, maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next
I
year.
think if we had gone right as they opened, we might have had better
I agree.
success. But yeah, not a great. I didn't bring enough stuff to do to like stay occupied for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
to just stand there.
I
um,
agree.
Like it was just you and me and our my fiance and your wife. So,
Yeah.
like it wasn't like we were in a big group or anything.
No.
So it would have gotten bored real quick.
My feet would have gotten tired.
Yeah, too. I was
For
thinking
sure.
about that. I was not wearing good shoes for standing
We were
around.
both wearing boots. Yeah,
because I thought it was gonna be outside.
We did. Yeah, we
I
did.
had, like a whole jacket on too.
All of their promo looked like it was outside.
Yeah.
All of it did. Yeah.
Oh man,
I pulled up. I'm like, what is this mall? I was so confused.
I'm surprised you'd never been over that way though.
No, I
Oh.
didn't. Well, okay, here. So I had seen the mural on this giant side of it, and I literally thought it was like an indoor, like a gym kids, like an
Okay.
indoor, like a play place.
Like a trampoline park.
Yeah, like a trampoline park sort of thing. Like
Mhm.
a, I don't know, like a place for kids to
Run
rock
around.
out. Yeah, run around and stuff. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
which I think there is that inside of that church.
Yeah.
I think they have one of those. Yeah.
They got the room for it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was our night. That was our week of festive.
Community building.
Yeah. I mean, we also did the Santa Scamper a few weeks ago too.
That was fun. That was rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't scamper. It was more of a walk for us than.
Yeah, we didn't run.
I think we came in like second to last.
Yeah.
But
That was fun. I want to give my
journey. It's a journey.
It is. I feel like we've done like 3 things recently, and like none of them have panned out
No.
the way we thought they were gonna. But I went into the Santa Scamper. I have this. Ryan already knows this, but I've got this this just dream of in another world, in another life. I was a journalist for sure. I just want nothing more than to interview people. I don't know why, but I really do. I really love street interviews, man on the street type content.
Yeah.
And so I was like, we're going to go and we're going to try and interview as many Santa Clauses as we can. And since it's, downtown and all the bars are still open, I was like, it's going to be wild Santa Clauses.
Yeah.
Like Santa Clauses you've never seen in that kind of environment before. So I was like, I'm going to capture some great content from these guys. Well, unfortunately, it was maybe not unfortunately, but for me, it was very family friendly, and it was very awkward. I couldn't really get the interviews that I wanted, and you could tell a lot of the Santa Claus I were interviewing were like, I shouldn't have signed up for this, man.
Right.
This is not the interview I should have signed up for.
Some of the guys are like looking up to the camera, like they're
Looking at their families.
like,
Yeah.
looking at them while you're
Help
like
me.
while you're grilling them.
Yeah.
There was a very scary Grinch person there though.
Yeah, I
That was
forgot about that. Yeah, yeah,
that
there
guy
was.
I think you might have been mute because you asked him if you could interview him and he didn't say anything. He just looked
Well,
at
he had a
you.
mask on, so that's what was creepy about it, is that he had a Grinch mask on, so you couldn't see his face or anything like that.
Just his eyeballs.
Yeah, and when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, we got to get a Grinch interview. He's gonna be wild. He's gonna be unhinged like the Grinch." And I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, I was like, we're on a podcast. We're called Bald Buds. You're on the Bald Cam. Do I have your consent for an interview?" And he just stood there and stared,
He locked up.
hands by his side, and I asked him again, and once again just stared. And Ryan looked at me. He's like, "Dude, let's get the hell out of here."
I was like, let's go.
Yeah, he's like, "This is not right." So we did. We quickly scurried away.
Yeah, and that was the end of it, pretty much.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun.
Yeah. So we've done a lot of like festive holiday stuff towards the end of the year here.
I agree.
Things are winding down for both of us. And I guess we've got 2025 to look forward to here.
Yeah,
This is our New Year's special episode.
it is. It is.
So we're looking forward to like new things, new year, new us, new bald, same same bald,
New
little bit of
bald,
both,
same ball.
a little bit of both. But I think it would be cool to maybe talk about in terms of like future, not like future us, but what do you picture
Yeah,
the not just 2025 but maybe even beyond? What do you think is going to happen like even after our
dude.
time?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. Let's go. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about it, man.
I do want to talk about a few things though. I want to talk about what you think the future is going to be like.
Okay.
And maybe even before we do that one, maybe what you thought it was going to be like as a kid,
Okay.
thinking about like now.
Sure.
Um, and then maybe some what you hope it's going to be like.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. 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 So, what you thought the future was going to be like versus what it actually is, like what you thought the future was going to be like when you were a kid.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Interesting. I did not think that video games were going to be nearly as freaking insane as they are right now. I think
True,
like
yeah.
when I was a kid, like N64 and PlayStation 2 and whatnot was like the bee's knees,
Yeah.
And now we're like, my God, some video games are just they feel too real. It's wild.
In the same vein, I thought that the Xbox was just going to keep going up in numbers.
Yeah.
So it'd be Xbox 720.
Yeah,
after the
yeah, yeah.
360, and
Me
it
too. I
that
thought
didn't
that
happen.
too. I was pretty pissed about that.
Like
I'm-
as soon as I got like internet access when I was a kid, I was like Googling, like some of my first searches was like Xbox 720 pictures.
I think though that like
Leaked-
didn't they
leaked-
tease it like that. Like it wasn't there like
No,
a,
it was just people like me like thinking that was what they were gonna name it and Googling
they're
stuff.
dumb as hell. They didn't go 729 9. What is the next one? Like 940 or something like that.
Yeah, that would have been the next generation. So
Yeah.
I'm sure like if you were to go back and look at some Google metrics, that it says stuff like the search history for that
Yeah.
was pretty high for people looking at Xbox 720 and
And I'm not gonna lie, this isn't just my take. This is like the majority of the public, but they're really royally screwed up with their marketing
Oh
on what
my
they're
God,
calling their
yeah.
systems now with like Series X and Series S. And like, I don't know what the newest Xbox is
I
called.
couldn't tell you either.
I could not tell
No.
you at all. Yeah.
The only way I would know is if I walked into Walmart and bought the highest price one.
Yeah.
That's the only way I would know which one is like the best one. They've got like Xbox One Series X Pro. That's how do you decipher that? At least for the PlayStation, they've got PS4.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5.
Yeah, it's super simple. They locked that down, and honestly, what I think it is because Xbox came onto the scene when PS2 came out.
Yeah.
right?
You're
So-
right. You're right.
So when the original Xbox came out, they were competing up against like a PS2 title,
Yeah.
and so if Xbox were to come out with an Xbox 2 after that, in the consumer's eye,
Behind the trend.
yeah, in the consumer's eye, they would look
Yeah.
behind because like, why would I buy an Xbox 2 when there's a PS3?
That makes sense.
Like, I mean, people are dumb, and it's not, and that's probably what they were thinking.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
probably why they went Xbox 360 right after the original Xbox
Yeah.
to keep up with PS3.
But I think I did when I was younger. I truly did not think it would get better than PlayStation 2. I really
Really?
didn't. I was like, this is, and I think if you were to talk to people older than me, I think that they would say the same about like freaking Super Nintendo and stuff like that. I think
Sure,
they would be
yeah.
like, hey, this is like the pinnacle of, And now I don't know about you, but I'm playing a game called Squirrel with a Gun, and it's just like it's a hyper realistic game sandbox where you are a squirrel
Squirrel.
and you have a gun, but it's not like cartoon. It's like the physics would be if you were an actual squirrel with a gun. The gun is larger than you. You have to like grip the whole thing with your body.
Are you like actual squirrel size?
You're actual squirrel sized.
Weird.
Yeah. It's fun. It's pretty fun.
That sounds like it's got to be an indie game then.
It's an indie game for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the plot is like you're in this underground facility and they're like it's like very like Lilo and Stitch. Like, I
Okay.
don't know if you've ever seen that, but like Stitch is like experiment 626. And you're
Mhm.
kind of like that. You're like this experiment in like a tube, but then you break free and you like get out of the facility. And then you're just in this neighborhood and there's no story from that point. It's just you
Weird.
now have guns and you can
What are the enemies?
they look like the Smiths from the Matrix.
Oh, okay. Like
Yeah.
just guys in suits.
It's like dudes in suits, yeah.
Okay.
But it's fun, man. It's fun. Dude, you know what's crazy? The black squirrels. My wife told me this, so you better be right on this. If I'm just talking out of my butt again, but dude, they're the aggressive ones.
Really? I didn't
They
know
are,
that.
and they will to stand their ground, to claim their territory, they will chew the literal nuts off of the brown squirrels.
No way.
Dead serious. Dead serious. She told me that I don't know if she's just like pulling my leg or not, but
Is your wife a squirrel scientist?
I don't know. She likes animals. But there's a lot in my neighborhood. There's a lot of black squirrels, and they do seem a little bit more like
Huh.
put them up, you know?
Okay.
A little bit more ballsy. Like they get closer to us and stuff like that.
Huh.
Yeah.
I do know that, or I think I've read somewhere that black squirrels are like quote unquote more rare than like a regular.
There's a ton in my neighborhood.
I know, and that's what I thought too, because there was one winter in my old place where I saw like a couple of black squirrels. I thought it was just like one that was in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because when I looked at it, I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a black squirrel in my neighborhood here. So I Googled
Yeah.
it, and it turns out that they were like pretty rare. But then like would just see them all over my neighborhood. So I was like, I don't know how true that actually is. If they're
What about you? I mean, video games definitely is something that I did not see, it going the trajectory that it's gone. I think that unfortunately, and we're not a video game podcast either, but I think it's kind of going it's going in the dumps a little bit with all the, pay to play and the, transactions and stuff like that. But
yeah. So gaming, I didn't have as many opinions on
Sure.
about when I was a kid, because I also thought that like I was like, this is it. This is
yeah,
like these graphics are awesome.
Xbox 360,
Like,
yeah.
It's not gonna get any better than this, and it has.
But what do you think? What are some of your thoughts on that?
On the video games.
No, just in general. Like, yeah, something that you did not foresee.
I thought when I was a kid, I really thought that like the 3D or 4D movie experience would be a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah.
Because like when that came out, when like
Yeah.
I mean 3D movies have been around for a while, but the 4D thing I think was pretty new, and I could be wrong.
I think it was only at like Universal
yeah,
and stuff. Where you like
and-
smell and feel and whatnot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And there were a few that I went to as a kid or not even as a kid, as like a young teenager, that there were like the Bugs Life movie thing.
In the tree?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Don't even. That freaked me out so much when I have goosebumps. I have goosebumps, dude. That freaked me out when
Yeah.
Hopper comes out, the animatronic Hopper.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Yep.
And the bees sting you in the back.
Yep. Yeah.
No, I was 7. It
Oh,
freaked
yeah,
me out.
You're a little young for that. Yeah. And like the spiders
I
drop
didn't
down.
know that
too.
you did that also.
Yeah. Yep. So it was that one, and I think there was another one.
SpongeBob. I want to say
Yeah,
in
maybe it was
Universal.
one, yeah.
I think there was a SpongeBob one. Yeah, that was like super big at the time,
Yeah.
where like bubbles came out of like the walls and stuff.
Yeah, and I think even like other like parks that I've been to, like I want to say like maybe like a
Noah's Ark did have one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I definitely went to that one too. So I kind of thought that like
did
that
not.
whole experience would be that they would implement something more in the theaters for that in the future, like whether or not it was like a mainstream thing. I just thought it would become more of like an option
Yeah.
to like experience it more than just like seeing it on a 2D screen.
Yeah.
But that was one for sure.
There was a hot minute though where 3D. I'm with you on that. Where like Tron kicked it off.
Yeah.
Tron was like the first movie to bring in those like new, not cardboard
Mm.
glasses. They were like we sound like a freaking movie podcast. I know. Historically,
Avatar.
Tron was the first movie that had come out with these new real 3D
Yeah.
glasses.
Avatar. That was a
Avatar,
big one too.
Avatar, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess in general, like films are like a big part of I think both of our lives. I mean,
It is,
I
yeah.
went to school for it, so
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty common thing.
It is definitely an over
a common
overarching
denominator between us.
character arc for us both.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I'm still trying to think about things that.
What about fashion trends?
Ooh,
Like I thought everything was gonna get smaller and smaller and smaller.
I thought that like more tapered was gonna be in.
Yeah,
Like,
for a long time.
yeah. Yep.
That shows our age.
Yeah. And
Everything's big.
yeah, that's true. I mean, everything has kind of gone back to like how we dressed in the 90s.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I definitely thought that like things were gonna get tapered. I thought it would be a long time before we ever saw the 90s come back.
I agree.
Fashion wise.
I agree.
Because I think when like all the tapered and like slim fit stuff came out, and then you would look back at all the 90s stuff, you'd be like, oh God.
Yes.
For a
Bowl cuts and
Yeah.
middle parts
Yeah.
and yeah.
For a while I was like, there's no way that any of this is gonna be coming back for
I agree
for
with
any of
you.
it. But there are tasteful ways to pull that off. So
Yeah.
so yeah, fashion wise, I don't know, did you have anything?
I had first of all, I just wanted to say that bald never goes out of
Oh,
of
yeah.
style. That
That's-
their hairstyles do go out of style. Like right now, we've got like the mullet is like
Oh yeah.
for the last like year and a half, 2 years, men and women have been rocking mullets, which is dope. Don't get me wrong. If I had hair, I would 100% play into it.
Would you? Yeah.
I would. I think it looks really cool.
Mhm.
We've got some great friends that I've got a friend Trace. He's got a mullet. He looks
Oh, yeah.
great.
Yep, he does.
But bald has been around since
The beginning.
the beginning, and it never goes out of style. You got a choice
Yeah.
to be bald.
I'm sure that's even biblical too. In the beginning, God created bald-headed men.
Dude, if we would have gone to that Bethlehem thing, we should have been counting bald guys.
Yeah, we had to give it a bald rating.
Give it a bald rating. Oh my gosh, Streets of Beham, bald rating. No, but I had that. I had
Streets of Baldleham.
Oh.
That's pretty bad.
Oh shoot, man. I had that Vans never go out of style. They've been
Okay.
basically trending since the creation. So that's something that I think is really cool.
Yeah, I used to wear globes when I was a kid.
I think that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even skate.
Yeah. Well, I used to wear DC and I didn't skate, but the Globes were like
Meant for it.
so were DC, but the Globes were the big boys.
They were chunky.
They were
yeah.
chunky.
I mean, they were comfy shoes.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of pricey. I mean,
Yeah.
thank God my parents paid for them, but yeah, no, it was like cargo shorts and globe shoes. That was what I
cargo
used to
shorts.
wear.
Dude, honestly, that's one thing. I wonder.
Do you
No, I
miss
think
cargo shorts?
I think it kind of is like I see a lot of like women wearing them,
Hmm.
like in the summer. Like I
Okay.
see like a lot of like alternative women wearing cargo shorts.
That's a good point.
But now it got me thinking. Like I do miss cargo shorts. I used to put like a little Red Bull in the pocket. I used to like keep energy drinks.
Yeah.
For the times, showing my age again. Maybe like a Balls,
Hmm.
the BAWLS. Or,
Yep.
Yep.
Well, you used to wear something that was even baggier than cargo shorts.
This is true as well. Yep, the trip pants.
The trip.
I had 2 pair, and I loved them. I did. But if we're talking alternative style, those are also
hear you
back.
coming from days away.
This is this is true. Yeah.
It'd be a Monday and or like a Wednesday, and they'd be like, I can hear Nate on Friday.
I will never.
I can already hear him. He's coming.
It's like light years. No, I will never forget when I saw the first person in high school wearing a pair of those. Freaked me out, but I liked it. I was like, whoa, that's scary.
Like you had to have it.
Yeah, and then I was like, I want to be scary like that. I was so angsty. I was like, I want to freak people out, now I'm like, I don't want to. That's not what I'm shooting for now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it, though. That's about all I got as far as. Yeah, I'm a big fan of space buns. like space
Mhm.
buns.
Yeah.
And those
Same.
are those are those are 90s, and
Yeah.
those seem like they're coming back too, or have came back.
Yeah.
What about food?
Like what I thought food was gonna be like in the future.
Yeah, or how it's different maybe now than what you thought.
Mm.
Like,
Well, I definitely think shrinkflation is a real thing.
I agree.
Um, both in terms of like food you can get from the store or food from uh like drive-throughs,
I would agree that that's
fast
that's
food.
like 100%
Yeah.
a thing.
Like that's not
100%.
even a conspiracy. That's like
That's just
it's a fact
that's
at this
life.
point.
Yeah.
Um, I remember watching Back to the Future. Again, I know we're going back to movies, but there was a scene in that where they threw like pizza into the oven
Yeah.
and it just cooked it immediately.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe a part of me thought that like I knew that that wasn't real tech and that it was probably never going to be real tech, but it made me think how is it going to be different in the future?
Yeah.
I was like, maybe we get to a point where it is super efficient, and we really haven't gotten there in terms of
No.
frozen meals.
Like you
but
got like MREs.
yeah,
It's like basically
we've had an MRE before.
we have.
At Space Paste. It was not good.
No, dude, no. They do the same thing in Spy Kids. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie or not, but
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, they have the same like setup in Spy Kids with food. But
What's that song with the thumbs?
the thumbs.
Yeah, what's the song that like they sing? I think it's in like the last one.
I
or
did
the-
not know they had a song.
yeah, it was with the that guy who's like the thumb runner, the guy who like runs the show of the he's like the host of that
Oh, it's the
show.
thong song, but with thumbs. It's that thumb. Right?
It?
No, I'm just kidding. I just just kidding.
I thought I was going crazy for a second. I was like, definitely don't think that's what it was.
Oh, dude, that's so stupid.
I kind of want to look it up though to see
I feel like once you play it, I'd be like, oh yeah.
because they were just called thumbs.
Yeah, I want to say they were called thumbs. And then the bad guy was terrifying looking. He had multiple faces that were growing out of his head.
Oh yeah, he did.
He was terrifying looking.
Oh, it was Floop. Floop is the guy who ran the show.
Floop is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Is there a video? I loved it. This is Spy Kids 3D though, isn't it?
Yeah.
What he's doing. What kind of acid trip is this, man?
And yeah, this movie was in 3D too.
Kind of slaps. Kind of get a little heavy at the end there. You can dream my dream. You can dream my dream.
Maybe that's what I thought was like the thumb song. Maybe there actually isn't one because all I'm getting is like
I'm telling you, it's the thong
Kid
song,
stuff,
but with
like-
it's that thumb. Oh, it's my favorite joke of the episode. Um, the other thing that I wanted to talk about food though is fast food, like future food. Like when we were younger, they had like, it was like Burger King has like the slime sauce for Nickelodeon.
oh, yeah.
But then it just got crazy. Like in the last like I don't know, maybe decade or so, like you got Burger King putting out the all black hamburger.
Oh yeah.
And Taco Bell's always doing like the spaghetti crunch wrap
they're like
supreme.
they're always smoking something up weird.
Yeah, the super crazy apple bombs, like I don't know, it's just weird stuff.
I
Yeah.
imagine their like idea room is just they've got a list of their ingredients up on like a wall, like a whiteboard or something.
Yeah,
And they're just like throwing stuff at it to like
I agree.
and
Yeah.
they're like that's the combination that we're going with that. We're going to call it and they like have another whiteboard with like a bunch of different like names.
Yeah,
for this
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
And they like throw stuff at that and like that's what we're calling it.
Yeah, that's
Cheesy
be
gordita Dorito.
sour cream bomb. Yeah, just I don't know.
Sour cream bomb wrap.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it on the
God, that
menu.
sounds horrible.
And they purposely make them like a limited time thing because they want you to go out and buy it. Or like the Tom's goo bombs.
God,
Also, I think Culver's recently had, and I didn't get
Those
them.
look good.
They were the buffalo whatever
Yeah,
cheese
cheese
curds.
curds. I
Yeah,
haven't had them, but those I want to have them.
yeah, they're
Tho-
gone though. They don't have them anymore.
Then
It
they
was,
probably didn't do too
it
well.
was a limited thing.
Oh,
I tried to get them, but they were already gone.
that's a bummer.
I know, but they did look good. I was
Yeah.
hopeful for those
Yeah.
because I do like buffalo sauce.
But yeah, I do feel like fast food restaurants have just been like the future is how zany can we get
Mm-hmm.
with our food? How weird can we get with it? And
Yeah.
people love that for some reason. I don't, but I'm a picky guy, so I'm not the right demographic for it. But
Yeah,
obviously, it's selling. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think what they should do now is focus more on like inventions that could solve things today, like first world problems.
Yeah. 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 Definitely.
Um,
Definitely.
I do have a couple ideas in that regard.
Okay.
I think like on Instagram when you're scrolling,
Mm-hmm.
and they need to have some sort of invention where if you accidentally back out of the reel, you lose your spot in like wherever you were. Like if you accidentally like back out of whatever
Yeah.
you're watching, there's no way to get back to that.
Yeah. Yeah. That
that-
drives you nuts.
Yeah, it does.
There's been a couple times when you've been like, I can't find this reel. I wanted to show you so bad. Yeah.
I'll save things, and sometimes they get deleted, and that's fine. But like when I'm in like the loop of, when I'm in locked
Doom
into,
scrolling.
when I'm locked into the scroll,
Yeah.
yeah,
Locked
I'll
into the scroll.
I'll accidentally like back out or like swipe away, and like I can't, like I've lost it, whatever it was that I wanted to show you.
That's
or,
an easy fix. I feel like.
you would think,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Maybe that's how they get you.
Man, RIP TikTok here though the next couple days.
Oh yeah,
That's some weird future stuff.
that is
For
true.
sure.
I sort of feel like it'll still be around though. I feel like there's
Just
not.
something else will take its place. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
My idea for an invention is something also very simple. And I'm surprised it's not a thing. But like, why have we not come up with a solution for food that's too hot being served to you? Like,
Mm.
why is there not like a little clip-on fan? Why is it not normal to have like a clip-on fan onto your dish to just like a little mini, just like a small little with a little angle, little hinge on it?
A little ice cube behind it to cool it down.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, why have we not come up with something to instantly get your food to be the right temp?
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it's always either
it could be just a little clip-on fan.
yeah,
I don't know.
or you just got to suffer.
Yeah. Yep. Build up those mouth calluses.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of food though, I think that there should be a Shazam for smells.
Oh my God. Is that your original thought?
Daleen came up with it actually.
Dude, Daleen, that's $1 million idea. Holy cow, that's a multi-million-dollar idea.
I don't know how to make it work or how to implement it, but
It would be like a device that you connect into your
phone.
phone into the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it would be, I don't know, it would maybe have like a vacuum on it so that
Yeah.
it could suck the smell in.
Yep.
You know?
Like maybe even like when you're walking around like out like downtown
Yeah.
and you smell something good,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, where's that coming from? Something smells good around here, and it would like tell you where to go, where to
It's
find
like
it.
some dude with like wearing cologne and you're just like up behind him and you're like, dude. It's like, what are you doing? I'm just trying to figure out your smell, man.
Oh, it's a Tom Ford. That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, man.
But yeah, something like that. I think that'd be funny. Like, there's obviously some downfalls to it, but like, yeah, some dude's just barbecuing out in his backyard, and it brings you to his house.
What are you doing here? It smells so good. I like that idea. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
What about something like now that we're homeowners, why don't they got Roombas? Why don't they have like a lawnmower Roomba
I bet you they do.
or snowblower Roomba?
I bet you they. If it's not in like production already, man.
That should be something, because like a couple days ago,
Same technology.
a couple days ago it snowed, and I had to get up early to shovel it out to get to work.
Mm-hmm.
But had I had like an outdoor Roomba, it would have just like gotten the job done while
Roomba.
I was sleeping. Yeah, and I would just be ready to go. I wouldn't have to do it myself.
Man, they'd have to have like, I'm thinking really future now because you got like porch pirates and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
So you'd have to have like a defense mechanism on it. It's
It's
basically just turning into a robot.
it just barks.
Yeah, it's a dog that also snow blows your
Yeah, it
driveway.
barks really loud, but it's still shaped like a Roomba. A very powerful Roomba.
We got to hang it up and just invest in these.
I know. Yeah.
This is the way to go.
Yeah. Let's screw the podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna become inventors. Or like like picking up your dog poop in the backyard.
Same thing.
Roomba for that. Yeah.
No, it's an attachment that you put on it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what it is. It's an outdoor Roomba that you just put a blade attachment on to mow your grass.
Not an attachment. It's a package that they also have to buy.
Yes, it's a subscription.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
It's a subscription.
Yep. You have to pay for it your whole life.
Yep. The blades. It's like a shout out.
It's a feature.
It's a feature. Benefit is you don't have to get up early in the morning and shovel your driveway.
Exactly. Because who wants to do that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's an easy sell, I feel like.
I like that. I like that. I like the smell-o-meter though better.
Yeah. I have like a whole list of these. I could keep going on some of them.
Hit me with some more, man.
Okay.
Yeah, hit me with some more. I honestly, I just had the food fan.
Oh,
The food fan.
That was it.
Yeah, I just had the food fan, man.
I felt bad because I was just coming out with all these ideas here. I didn't want to hog the show or anything.
No, I've got a bit later that's a little lengthier. So hit it.
So some of these might not be bangers, but you know how like some limos have like a fridge in your car. What about like every car has a like a microwave in it?
Oh wow, that's gonna promote car accidents.
Maybe, but I mean, like, think about it. Like, if you're going to work in the morning, and you've maybe had like you've made meal prep like a bunch of frozen breakfast tortillas or something, or like breakfast sandwiches. You just hop in your car, put that sucker in there for a minute or two while you're driving to work.
Yeah.
And then you got it. It's either warm when you get to work, or you eat it in your car on the way.
Yeah. I like that.
Use those sauce moto dip cups to dip it while you're driving.
Dude,
too.
yes.
That might not be safe, but
I mean, well, you think about it, like an RV has one on there.
Yeah.
Some of these new cars have literally, you can like watch DVDs while you drive, you know? I shouldn't say DVDs. That's way out. I'm a boomer, man. Like, you know, you could stream stuff.
Yeah. Who uses DVDs? It's Blu-ray, if anything. What about silent chip bags?
They're made of cloth?
So maybe like a cheesecloth, maybe.
Yeah.
So instead of like, you know, Alice can snack late at night now and not wake you up.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the how ethical that would be.
Like environmentally wise.
Yeah, we'd have to like be cutting down more trees probably.
Maybe. But maybe it's just a different type of material that's not like cheesecloth. Maybe something that makes the bag a little
also has to retain. It's got to be airtight.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Or silent vacuum cleaner. Get dog people in on that one.
That's gonna be soon.
Yeah.
That has to be.
Yep.
There's no way.
There's no reason why like we couldn't solve that.
Put a silencer on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Seriously.
Animals would love that one. Animal people would definitely buy that stuff.
I agree.
This one is just automatic argument enders.
Oh,
whatever it is.
Man, dude, could you imagine like a political debate and somebody just like pull? Yeah, it's like a little like it looks like the Men in Black thing or whatever. They're just like, I'm done. I've had enough.
Or if like your phone picks up that like you and your wife are arguing about something and it just like does something that like
it's like an AI voice.
It like emits a signal or
both
something.
Of you are freaking dumb.
Yeah.
Quit it now.
Stop. Spray on detergent to like spray on detergent and dryer, like instantly clean clothes.
Yo, that's really future.
Yeah.
That's really future.
Like think about what you would save laundry wise in terms of time and also
that'd be awesome.
Energy.
Yeah.
You're just spraying it.
I mean, that you could even take that to the next level and there's just a device that does it for you instead of a can. Like you just literally put your clothes in a washer type device that then instantly ends up, you know?
Yeah. Avocado ripeness scanner.
You came up with this?
Yeah.
That's genius.
You have like a little like
that is genius because that's such a pain in the butt.
Like it probably couldn't be an app, but like something that you can like.
Why can't it be an app?
I don't know. I don't know how a camera could capture that.
It's the future, baby. It's the future.
Well, Daleen and I came up with a lot of these. We were just spitballing back and forth with them. Mood ring headphones.
Ooh,
it detects the perfect song for your mood.
Oh, I thought it was like a mood ring where it shows you your mood. Like maybe there's like a
could be that
that
too.
way. Like you know, like if it's red, people are like you're like don't talk to that.
Leave
guy.
that person alone.
Yeah, leave that person alone.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it could be that. That could be also a part of it where displays your aura, what your mood is, and then
Yeah.
also like is picking music for you based off of your what mood you're in.
Oh my God, that's genius.
Uh, couch or bed ejector.
I don't think I would like those headphones because typically I'm in a really good mood. Not
Mm.
typically, but for the most part, I'm in a decent mood.
You like the control
And I
aspect
like
of
no,
choosing.
I like angry music.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, like I want to listen to angry music even when I'm happy.
Yeah, but maybe you have to like tune it to like know that that's what your happy music
Oh,
is.
it's like customizable. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe down the road. Once I've like patented this, we'll figure it out.
Patent pending. Nobody steal it.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I put this one down more so for Daleen, but like a couch or bed ejector. It ejects you into standing position if you've been sitting down or laying in bed too long.
I love that. Alice could use that too. Yeah, definitely. She would hate that though.
Keeps you from like riding the alarm clock in the mornings.
It's the anti-rot.
Yeah, exactly.
Button.
Yeah, anti-rot invention. This one I feel like would be hella useful for both of us. Automatically download books to your brain because neither of us know how to read.
I don't know how to read. Yeah, I have no idea. What's a compound word? No clue. That would be cool though, man. That'd be pretty sweet.
This one is probably one of my favorite ones that we came up with.
Okay.
It's a calorie cutting pizza cutter. The pizza cutter that cuts pizza so bad that you burn more calories trying to cut your pizza than eating it.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's great. That seems like something that would actually like be a gag gift.
Yeah.
Like that could take off as a gag gift. I
It
feel
would be
like.
something on like a Tim and Eric special.
Yeah.
The awful pizza cutter.
Shout out to Tim and Eric. If you ever want to get us like in your, little community.
At Bald Buds, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
I only have a few more.
Hit me.
This one's for you. Caffeine infused toothpaste.
Oh, nice.
That'd wake you up.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, I'd take in about, I'd say a good solid 400 a day. It's not great, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Just directly into your teeth veins, teeth arteries.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's why people
Those
chew.
fentanyl
They do like,
tubules.
like tobacco.
Yeah.
They put it in there, whatever. Same concept.
Get it right through those dental
Some of these
tubules.
are actually like, I'm like, how have they not already done this? Like, I'm surprised that's not a thing, to be honest. I'm really surprised that's not a thing.
Yeah.
And also, like, since it's not, like, let's do some stuff, man.
Well,
Let's make some
these are all
money.
proprietary.
Yeah.
These are our idea.
Yeah,
You don't-
nobody touch them.
you can't steal them.
Nobody.
Uh,
I'm making a fan prototype tonight.
for your invention.
Yeah.
Keep mattresses to exact temperatures.
Of what? Oh, of whatever you want?
Yeah.
That's already a thing.
No, it's not like I looked
It's
at it,
gotta be.
like like the Serta sleep number or whatever.
Yeah, the thing that has like the it like
Yeah.
like kind of lifts up and down and stuff.
But the number is like the softness. It's not the coolness.
There's no temp thing
No.
on there. That's so dumb.
Like, don't you think that would be helpful to have like a bed that like if you want a cold bed in the summer to like hop into, or like
Yeah.
opposite in the winter you want it like warm? I'm sure there's like probably some reasons why it hasn't happened, if it's like electrocution and stuff.
Or like lights the bed on fire
Yeah,
or something like that.
exactly.
Yeah, it's a fire
You
hazard.
got the bed on like bake mode that you're just
Yeah.
like frying yourself. Yeah, there's probably some reasons
Dude,
why.
I could see like if that. Oh my god, my brain's already like going with it. Like I could see like if that did take off and became like a normal thing. Like, dude, just writers for movies and books and stuff would be like using that as a way to like
Torture people.
murder people
Yeah.
and stuff. Like it'd be like Seven, like the movie Seven.
Yeah.
Where, like Morgan Freeman walks in and be like, oh well, it looks like they cooked him in the bed. He turned it up to about 150.
What would the bed be called though? It'd have it like it would be so ingrained in pop culture that everyone know. Like it'd be like Kleenex.
Oh,
It'd be like what would the name of the bed be?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, it would. Okay, I don't know. Temp touch or something like that.
Touch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it would be something like that. We've hacked the temp touch,
Yeah,
and we've got our own custom
yeah.
temperature setting in this household.
Looks like he hacked the temp touch.
Yeah.
Oh man, another case of temp touch hacking.
Instead of 10, our temp touch goes up to 150.
Ooh, yo, you know how to jailbreak the temp touch?
Yeah, right. Dude, I got that jailbroken temp touch.
Dude, the Smiths down the road, they've been jailbreaking the temp touch, man. That's BS. I want one. That's funny.
I want like a social media like analyzer tool that just tells me if it's cake or not.
Cake,
instead
like
of waiting
butts?
around. No, like have you seen those videos where like, is it cake? And they like,
Oh, yeah,
I just
yeah.
want something that like
Okay, yeah.
tells me right away that I don't have to like wait
Yeah.
around for the whole
Yeah.
video to see if
Gosh, you
if
do
it's
you get locked into
cake
those?
or not.
Do you
No, but
find
they piss
yourself
me off. Like,
I'm just
because people
just
those
picturing you watching those like
no,
hardcore.
because those videos get so many views, and all it is
They
just
do.
like, is it cake or not?
Dude, those 5-minute craft videos too are
Oh, those are bad.
those are disturbing
those are
kinda.
rough.
Yeah.
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 There is someone that I follow though that like he is his like whole Instagram following is just to save you time on the internet.
I know who you're talking about.
So he'll watch those videos and like tell you like
3 sentences what's happens.
yeah, into the beginning of the video, like you'll watch like maybe 5 seconds of it, and then he's like, "This is what happens."
Yeah.
And he's like, and then he
The
gives you,
girl
like,
waters her plants and then ends up going inside.
yeah, total save time. Like sometimes it's in the like 20 minutes because there's multiple parts, and he just
Yeah.
he watches them all and tells you what it happens. So you don't have to.
That's genius too.
Yeah.
He's probably making bank doing that.
Probably, yeah. This one's for you. Take a pick of food and it tells you if what's in it, like a Nomo mayo detector.
Ooh, that'd be great for like Cam. Shout out Cam.
Oh, yeah.
On in my band.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got a lot of allergies,
Right.
and I guarantee you that man would invest in it. He would
Mhm.
be like, I mean, it would save his life. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I mean, for you, you'd use it for mayo.
I would use it for mayo or anything cream based, so I didn't my pants. I would be like, it would be like a dairy thing for me for sure.
Yeah. The last two, this one is a thought to shopping list app, where instead of having to type it out, you just think it and it
Well,
puts it on there for
wouldn't
you.
you just want that for
Yeah.
anything then?
I
Not
mean,
just like
maybe
the
that's-
shopping list. It's just thought to text.
Maybe that's the thing that we're not far from.
We already have speech to text.
Yeah.
You know,
We're almost there.
Dude,
I
you're
feel
talking
like.
1984 with that. The
Dude.
thought police.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some scary stuff.
Yep. What I don't want to happen is, and I've seen it in a Black Mirror episode, like when you've got like YouTube ads up that
Yeah.
like, pop up to play. I feel like we're not far from like our phones, like the front facing camera, like making us watch the ad in order for it to finish.
Is it not already like that sometimes? Right?
I haven't had it happen, but I think there was a Black Mirror episode where it was like you were forced to watch advertisements, and if you looked away, then
10 million merits is what it's called.
yeah, yep,
Yep. They're on bikes.
yeah.
It was
yep.
they had to watch them in order. I think they were powering the ship
Mm,
by biking. I think that was the
It's been a
twist.
while.
I think they got them like addicted to. I could be totally butchering this, but then they like have to be on the bikes in order to like power the ship.
maybe, yeah, you might be right.
I could be totally wrong. That was surprisingly. That's like people regard that episode as like one of the best Black Mirror episodes.
Mm,
It even has the guy from Get Out in it.
it's kind of frightening.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite.
Last one I have is talking car horns. So instead of a beep, what if it's just like a horn that goes, yo?
What the hell, man?
Yeah, exactly. Instead of trying to translate what people are saying when they're honking at
Yeah.
you, like they can actually use words in their horns.
Oh man, I'd make mine say weird stuff.
You
I would, man.
people would jailbreak it and make their own.
Yeah. They jailbreak the car horn
I know you can do that with Tesla though. You can customize your horn.
to say stuff.
I think you can.
Oh
Has-
my gosh, mine would be like, "Ooh, daddy."
Yeah, possibilities are endless for that one.
Man. Ooh, daddy. Ooh, daddy.
Like have it be like two different words so you can like
Yeah,
go faster with it or not.
that's crazy. That feels unsafe. That's already a thing with Tesla.
I
That's
could
like
be wrong, but I feel like I've seen videos of some people like I don't know if they're necessarily like
Maybe they're
consider hacking
jailbreaking.
it.
Yeah.
But it's like people can find like because that car runs off of so much software because
Yeah.
it's electric that I'm sure there's a file in there for like what the horn sound is, like an MP3 and
Yeah,
somewhere
probably.
in
Yeah.
the car
Yeah.
that like people can just go in and change and put it to something else. I
Dude.
don't know the legality of that.
I think it's crazy. Hacking is just like a normal thing now.
right.
Like
Yeah.
so many people know how to do it, and like that's crazy.
But that was the last one that I had.
Well, I had some thoughts on AI.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to talk a little bit about AI because it is very futuristic. It's something that's very big, popular right now, and it's only going to get bigger. I have to learn to embrace it. I know that you're an AI guy. They call you AI Ryan. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Who calls me that?
Like
Who's they?
everyone.
Little
But-
vague, but
they all call you AI Ryan.
I actually am AI.
What? Dude, that'd be so cool if we had like an edit where you like around you is like actually I am AI and you look like a hologram.
Sort of related to that.
Yeah.
Before you go too far, I saw. I can't take credit for this, but I saw a couple podcasters. They found some like AI models.
Yeah.
So basically, what you can do is like you can invest if you're like a company. You can invest in these like AI talking heads, so to speak, and you can basically like make a script for them, and they'll.
Are they
say
like
it.
animatronic?
No, they look like real people.
I'm confused. Is it a hologram?
No, it's just like an AI. Like
Oh, it's like on the computer.
yeah, it's on the computer.
Oh, I was picturing like in like the world.
No.
Okay,
no.
okay,
So
got
it's
you.
basically like you can pick the backdrop for it. You can pick.
Yeah.
There's like a couple of different AI models you can choose from. You basically just type out a script and you have that person like say like if you want to give like an update for like the company or something like that, for example.
Interesting.
You
That's creepy,
You
dude.
can invest in something like that. But some podcasters, I wish I could remember who it was, but they found a video where they and I don't know exactly the context of how they found this out, but they had two of those AI models talking to each other,
Yeah.
and they found out that they were both AI in their conversation.
And then did they bond over it?
Kind of a little bit. Like there was a bit where like there was like a guy and a girl AI model,
Yeah.
and the guy AI was just like, he's like, it's crazy. I found out that we're AI. Isn't that remarkable? And then the other person is just like, it is. And she's like, I don't know how to feel about it. What about you? And he's just like,
Ugh.
he's like, I went home and
How to feel?
yeah, and he was like, I went home and told my wife, and she was like, what did she think? And he's like, well, she's not real.
Oh my god, dude.
It was like almost like a punchline, but sad at the same time. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah.
He's like
like,
throwing
teeing it
it
up,
back
yeah.
at her. She's like,
Yeah.
I went and talked to my wife. Like,
Well,
what'd
she's
your wife?
not real.
What'd your wife think? Well, she's not real. Like, you idiot. Like, we're AI.
I got you. That is really sad, but also like things are coming sentient, man.
I
It's
know.
crazy. I would honestly like get lost in that. I feel like.
I do wonder. Not I wonder. I do think that people probably use ChatGPT as like their friend.
Ooh, that's dark. That's like that movie Her with
Oh, yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. You
Yeah.
ever see that?
Yeah.
That movie's pretty good.
movie.
Yeah.
I think that we're there though with that.
Oh yeah, we are at where that movie was. We are there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think it's a bad thing though. Like,
Only thing I do is AI is pulling from other artists that have made the art. You know, it's not their
Yeah.
own. It's not their own art.
we're
So
learning as we,
It-
you feed it information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's in a way, especially music wise, you hear a song that an AI might generate and
Yeah.
might be pulling from an artist that already wrote that song that's not getting the credit or not,
That's true. Yeah.
seeing the return.
Freaking AI, man.
Freaking AI, man,
Taking over the world.
taking over the world.
Speaking of AI, we rewatched iRobot.
Oh, dude, I'd love to rewatch that. I'd love to.
We watched it. We rewatched it recently, and it honestly didn't hold up as much as I thought it would.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching that as a kid and being like, "Whoa, this is like."
Dude, that movie was awesome.
Yeah, that was
I
like-
watched that movie like every day when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I was
same.
obsessed with that
Yep.
movie. I had it on DVD.
Yep. Yeah.
Have you
same.
ever seen the movie? I get the kids mixed up. It's either Little Annie from Star Wars or the little kid from Sixth Sense. It's one of the two. The movie's just called AI.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, it's really dark.
Huh.
Yeah,
It's probably the Sixth Sense kid then.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about like a family that gets. I think the little kid is in like a coma or something like that, and then they get an AI. It's like in the future. They get like an android that looks like the little kid,
yeah.
and then the kid like comes out of a coma, and then they like love the android more than him. It's like really sad. It's really dark.
So Jake Lloyd is the other one, right? He was the one that played little Anakin.
Oh yeah.
I have like I've never met the guy, but like I have a friend that played a game of Left 4 Dead with him,
I remember you
Online.
saying that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
What
but-
year was this?
Oh man, it would have been
Well, Left 4 Dead is like 2008.
yeah. So it probably would have been like 2008, 2009,
Okay.
probably around that time.
Yeah.
I feel like was it 2008? I thought it was maybe a year before before that. I could be wrong.
I remember I was in high school.
Yeah, so maybe it was
Could
2008.
have been 7, 8, 9, 10.
But yeah, and I don't remember exactly how it happened, but like I think like Jake Lloyd just like was open with them. He's like, yeah, I'm Jake Lloyd. Been in movies, and like I don't think he was pulling their chain. Like I'm pretty sure that it was the actual Jake Lloyd.
That's crazy.
And as soon as like they left, and like I think it was back when like kids used like TeamSpeak instead of Discord for like
Yeah.
whatever program it was for PC gaming back then. As soon as like he left their little like group chat thing, one of the guys in the group just goes, "Now that's pod racing."
That's awesome. Dude, I'm pretty sure, speaking of pod racing and like crazy driving, I'm pretty sure he actually got like in a lot of trouble for drunk driving. Like in
Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, I think he did.
He's
Yeah.
not had the best life.
No, I think he's had a rough life. Yeah.
I think like even like domestic abuse in terms of like his own mom.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll
Yeah.
probably end up like
We're gonna cut all
cut
this.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe even the whole Jake Lloyd thing.
Honestly, I feel like the last 20 minutes I have not been delivering good. I apologize.
I do kind of want to go back to one of the inventions. Maybe we can circle back
back.
and add this
Yeah.
to it, but
Yeah.
not in terms of a new invention, but remember when I talked about like the Roomba cleaning up like your dog poop in the backyard, or
Dude, I loved the Roomba bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have another story about a friend who I am not allowed to name.
Okay.
But he was telling me recently that like when he comes home to like to his dogs, he kind of likes to like play like roughhouse with them. Like, well, he'll like
Who doesn't?
run around the house, get them wound
Yeah.
up and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
basically like the fun uncle.
Uh-huh.
He'll come home, and his usual thing that he'll do is he'll like run around like his upstairs and have the dogs chase him, and then he'll like do like a dive bomb onto his bed, and then like the dog will come up on the
Yeah.
bed with them, and
Yeah.
they'll like just keep doing that in succession, just keep doing it over and over again. He was doing that with one of his dogs, and it's getting like darker out sooner, so like
How long does he do it for?
I don't know, maybe like just a couple times.
Oh, okay. I was picturing like
No, it's not like a whole half-hour session or
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Maybe like 2 times. I don't know the number.
All right, okay.
But it's getting dark out sooner, and so like the bedroom wasn't fully lit when he was doing this. Goes into his room, like opens the door, dive bombs onto his bed. He lands in dog diarrhea. One of his dogs has been having like tummy issues, and
I
literally
would have vomited.
literally just
I would have vomited, dude.
a lake in their bed is what he like dove into. He belly flopped onto his bed. Dog diarrhea.
I'm picturing it. I'm picturing it. And I know who you're talking about, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. That's rough.
I asked him. I was like, "Can I talk to Nate about this on podcast?" And he gave me permission. I was like, "I'm not gonna say who, but I won't name drop. But I think that Nate needs to hear this.
God awful, man.
So he calls his wife, and he's like explaining what just happened, because like he had to take off the sheets, like everything's got to get washed and changed.
Burning.
Yeah, I don't know what you do to the mattress at that point, but hopefully they had some sort of protective
Lining
cover
or
on it, or
something,
yeah. But he's like telling it to his wife, and she's laughing on the other line while he's telling it. And I would be too. I'd be laughing my ass off about this. And she's just like, of course, something like this would happen to you.
Yeah.
Like, this is the worst thing I've ever heard of, but the funniest thing at the same time. Just trying to picture that too.
I saw splash damage. I saw like in my brain as I was picturing it, and he did the belly flop. I saw it like come up around him, like
Onto the walls,
yeah, like
onto the floor, probably.
poor dog too, man.
Yeah.
Just God, that's
Yeah. I mean, they've been like working with the dog to make it better, and I think that like part of the process is finding a food that agrees with the dog. But
yeah,
it's kind of you kind of got to test the waters with some of that and to find the
literally
yeah
test the waters.
They found out the hard way on that one. Oh man, I can't even begin to imagine the smell of that though.
No,
And
no, dog in general is bad, but
Yeah.
dog diarrhea is
Yeah.
a
And
whole
that's the
nother.
thing, like his door was closed, so when he ran in, he didn't smell it because he's running into the room, and it was dark in his room. So
Oh God.
So by the time you land, like that's when it hits you.
Confusion also
Yeah,
probably. He's probably
probably.
just like, wait a minute, and then it probably there was probably like a couple minutes or a couple seconds of like, what the? Oh my God, no! Like where it clicked. Oh God, dude, I'm so sorry. Wow.
Our condolences.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Well, that's really all I had as far as future stuff. I mean, in 2025, what I want, I don't really want to go over resolutions.
no, we don't have to.
Yeah, but I want to keep doing this,
Yeah.
That's just fun. I
Yeah.
want to keep doing this. I want to keep doing my band and living in my house and um just trying to be happy, man. Yeah.
I'll give you a second chance here now that we're towards the end of the episode about
Okay.
your best 5 seconds in cinema history. Have you had time to think about
Fucking
it
I
internally?
forgot about it already. I did. Oh man.
Well, maybe we'll have to follow up on
For
that.
some reason, the only thing that's sticking in my mind is and it's not even that iconic, but it's the scene in Saving Private Ryan at the end where
You talked about Saving Private Ryan last night.
I did.
You brought it up in the last
I
episode.
did. I don't know.
That movie gets to you. I mean, it's got your boy Matt Damon in it.
It's got a star-studded cast for
Yeah.
sure. Oh my God, Yeah, you're right. You're
All I
right.
can think about right now is,
Dude,
Right, right. I'm going to bed
watch
at night.
it every day. I watch it every night.
think about it before I go to bed every night. Just
Oh,
thinking about Saving Private Ryan.
but
When
no,
I look at Alice and I think about Saving Private Ryan.
dude, I have like my phone wallpaper and everything. But no, when he's up against the tank and he's
Mhm.
shooting at the plane,
Oh.
and you're like, dude, ain't gonna happen, man. And then the plane comes over and bombs the tank or
Yeah.
whatever, and it's
That's
like
a
the
good scene, though.
reinforcements came. That's like a 5-second scene,
Yeah.
where you're like, well, this is it.
Yeah.
And then he's surprised. He's like, what the hell? He's like, he looks at his gun. He's like, I just did that.
Yeah.
Plane comes over. So
And
good.
that's a Spielberg movie too, right?
It is. I think
I think he's got a lot of really iconic moments in terms of
he's
like,
a great director. I
yeah,
agree.
Like you think about, so it was that you've got anything from Jurassic Park.
Yep.
I mean, like not anything, but you've got a lot of options there.
Yep.
That scene where Indiana Jones shoots the guy with the sword fight.
Yes,
Like,
dude,
that's
that's
a
iconic.
That's a
Yeah,
pretty iconic
that
scene
is,
too.
that's an awesome scene. Yeah,
I
yeah,
just think there's so much in his like world that he's created that like,
yeah. He's got a good eye.
yeah,
He's got a really good eye.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I like a lot of weird horror films and stuff. So I would really, that's personally where my brain goes. But that's not iconic. It's not. I haven't seen a lot of like big name movies. Like I just watched that Tom Hanks Forrest Gump. I just watched that for the first time ever like 5 years ago.
Forrest Gump, really?
Yeah, for the first time ever.
Wow.
Yeah, like I was saying, like Grand Budapest Hotel, I think we were talking about earlier.
Mm,
I've never seen that before, and I know that's like the Wes Anderson film,
yeah.
you know?
Wait, did you say it's Wes Anderson?
Isn't that his name?
It's Wes Anderson. There's no T. You've been calling him West this whole time.
My whole life, yeah.
Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
If you say it fast enough, you don't really hear the T.
Wes Anderson?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I've never seen that. I'll have to get you off pod with a response on
list,
that
yeah.
for sure. Yeah, definitely.
You'll have fun thinking about it too.
I will. Yeah, I will. But yeah, right now, for some reason, Saving Private Ryan's on the brain. I'm telling you though, it's not. I don't have a weird obsession with that film. It's not like I really like that movie. I mean, it's a good movie, but it's not like
Is this like a long recurring bit that you're trying to make where you work in Saving Private Ryan to every episode?
I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it, dude.
Eventually, we'll have a poster of Saving Private Ryan in the studio.
with all their faces.
in the
Yep.
studio down here.
Oh man, that's funny.
Uh,
2024 was interesting. 2025 is gonna be awesome.
it will be. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to slinging some garage beers in my garage.
Hell yeah, me
Um,
too.
Have you over for that?
Same, vice
Um,
versa.
Yeah, we'll open her up, put some lawn chairs out there,
Yeah.
crank some tunes.
Heck yeah,
Just be a garage dweller at that point.
that sounds so fun.
I
That sounds
know.
perfect. I'm looking forward to doing more of this. I'm looking forward to playing more shows, and and just yeah, living out of the garage.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Yep.
Yep. Hell yeah. Well, yeah, that's really all I've got on future, man. I mean, I feel like we could sit here and talk about the future for forever. There's so many possibilities of things that could happen a year from now, and even what we've seen with AI in the last year. I mean, think about where that's going to be in the next year. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many possibilities, but
It's just the beginning. So many different more variations of Will Smith eating spaghetti. I can't wait to see him. That's what I'm looking
Yes.
forward to.
Me too, man. Me too. Me too. But 2024 was good. 2025 is going to be even better. And I just want to say thank you to the bald butt army for giving us listens. And so the future is bald.
Stay bald, y'all.
Love you a lot.